Hey, James Gurney here. I want to thank all of you customers of the digital download for The Mammal That Ate Dinosaurs. Now, I'm making this little video to apologize to you for forgetting to include something in the edit. See Victory mentioned in the YouTube comment, in fact right here, that I forgot to include the whole part about how to keep a board from warping. So that's what I want to show you in this quick video. Now, if you let the gesso dry, you can combine that with modeling paste, which is a texturing compound, and you can apply that to a board to give it real texture. Now this is if you really want to give your board a lot of heavy-duty texture. And you can use that in the area where you have a lot of light passages in a picture to give it extra texture. Now I didn't actually use this board on this job, but here's an example of a board that's warped. And I've heard a lot of different solutions for how to solve this problem. I remember in art school, one teacher said, paint an X with the same kind of paint you used on the front, like with gesso. And all that does is it gives the board a weird warp where the X is straight, but the part between the X is still warped. So you get kind of an X-shaped warped. Another idea I heard was to cover the whole back of the board with the same kind of gesso or modeling paste or water-based priming material you use on the front of the illustration board. That actually works, but it's a waste of material. The simplest solution of all is simply to take plain water and paint that on the back of the board. And you can use a brush or you can use a sponge. Now if you let that dry under normal conditions, not extreme heat or anything like that, it should dry out completely flat. Now let me show you one other thing that I forgot to include in the edit, and that's projecting a sketch up to full size. I took the comp that the art director gave me with the graphics and then projected that onto a board, giving just the rough placement of all the elements and most importantly the typography, so that I knew exactly where those would be when it came to doing the final painting. Once I got to the actual painting, I erased almost all of those lines showing where the graphics were. And of course I changed the drawing, but that way I knew that I would be starting the final drawing with what the art director had approved in the rough sketch. So that's it, and that should give you a few little extra tidbits that I didn't include on the last video.
Manual focus, autofocus.
So again, thank you very much for buying this Gumroad video, or on Selfie or Cube Brush. I'll be working next on Portraits in the Wild. Here's a little preview of what the cover looks like. This is going to be I'm really excited about this one because it's all about doing portraits in unusual settings. So more about that soon. And again, thanks for following along on the Gurney journey.